Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. This is my first official YouTube video, so thank you for the support. I will be covering games like Fallout 76, Rust, and other survival games, as well as anything Pokemon. For the time being, you guys can find me at twitch.tv/cdmac23, where I've recently become an affiliate. I'm new to streaming and making content, but we have been growing incredibly fast, and I thank all my viewers for that. I make quality content on the games I love to play. I also can be hyper competitive, and I'll be the first to admit that I'm trash. But I do have those days where everything comes up Millhouse, and today was one of those days, and I'm going to show you guys some PvP in Fallout 76. Before we get too deep into the carnage, guys, I'm going to introduce the game, which is Fallout 76, an upcoming online multiplayer action role-playing video game developed by Bethesda, blah 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 blah. All you actually really need to know is that this game drops on November 14th, and it's the first PvP game Bethesda has dropped under the Fallout franchise, which is mental because a lot of people are questioning about whether or not they can even do this. But what is this game really? That's what everyone's talking about, and that's what you guys are here to find out, right? In my humble, scavenging wasteland opinion, which, if we're being honest, isn't worth a few caps, this game is everything I hope for in my PvP sadistic wet dream. Role-playing, raiding, elaborate crafting, building, interesting leveling, and perk system, controlled trading, questing, huge map, and wasteland murdering, like non-stop. If that's what you're into, this game is for you. If not, you can go hide in your camp and block/mute the server, then you can scamper around the wasteland at your own leisure. Personally, I think the game really starts to shine during large events and group play. It adds another intense dynamic to the game, server hopping, resource control, and rare event hunting. There's plenty to do, and this is where I think the top threshold players will spend their time, with larger factions fighting for control of maps and resources. I really like this idea of extra layer of gameplay, but I know many will not know how to approach it and get what they want from this full price AAA title. Now guys, at some point in this video I will be taking the time to cover some of the bugs and issues I came across, but I don't want to spend the whole video talking about that because there's lots of that out there. So I'm going to sit back right now, I'm going to let you guys watch because some pretty funny, interesting things happen from this point forward.
Someday I may get lucky, find me a place to go.
Yeah, don't.
Looks like a tank.
I'm
Fucking Left 4 Dead.
Okay, I found this.
Sick.
Nice. Hey man, what's happening? I left a few mutilated corpses around here. Have you seen them anywhere? There's just a couple dead bodies. I axed up. Do you see them anywhere? I lost them. I don't remember where I put them. You know what? That's fine. I'll get a new one. Friends. You brought me to your friends. Thank you.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
You can't hide from the axe murderer of the wasteland, Boomsday. There's no getting away. Boomsday, you're going to die, Boomsday. You have died, Boomsday.
You've got to give him credit for a son of a gun gunner. We're on a mighty mission. All aboard. We're not a going fishing. Praise the Lord. Pass the ammunition and we'll all stay free. Praise the Lord. Pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord. Pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord. Pass the ammunition and we'll all stay free. Praise the Lord. Save the position. Can't afford to be a politician. Praise the Lord. We're all between perdition and the deep blue sea. Oh, brother, praise the Lord. Pass the ammunition. Brother, praise the Lord. Pass the ammunition. Brother, praise the Lord. Pass the ammunition and we'll all stay free. Oh, brother, praise the Lord. We're on a mighty mission. Brother, all aboard. We're not a politician. Brother, praise the Lord. Pass the ammunition and we'll all stay free. sky pilot wrote it. Join me while I quote it. There's a plenty religion for you and for me. Shout and praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition, and we'll all stay free. Praise the Lord. Shout and praise the Lord and pass the ammunition, and we'll all stay free.
Alright guys, so let's talk about some of those issues I mentioned before, because I'm not going to lie, there are a ton of issues and it's kind of scary that this game is dropping at me. But not all these things are issues because it depends on how we want to look into this community. Some of these things that people are talking about are core mechanics that Bethesda has built into the game to make it a survival challenge. Example, the stash weight. Personally, I agree it should go up a bit, but I can understand where they're coming from on some of these things. But I do want to mention that the first session was so terrible I almost debated not making any content at all because it seemed it was almost bound to be a total flop. But Bethesda was working overtime and it became very apparent as the beta sessions continued. I also love the Fallout series and have been playing since Fallout 3, and having invested hundreds of hours in most Bethesda titles, I had high hopes. By the end they had resolved almost all lag and rubber banding during the events and during PvP, as you guys can see during this raid. Don't get me wrong, they definitely have a long way to go and there's a lot of work to be done. As you can even see in this video here during this raid, it still happens occasionally. I figured it would be a great way to highlight some of these issues. This caused lots of missed shots, wasted VATs, stim packs, and loss of caps. These loss of frames become really critical and can really destroy the game. This needs definite polishing. Another big issue I want to bring up today that I don't think a lot of people have even noticed yet or aware because this game is still brand new and in beta, is when you're booted from the server and re-log in, they got it pretty well 90% right in my opinion, but there's some things that they could really fix, but this is also where it gets pretty murky with resource control. The community as a larger whole will begin to experience this on launch date, especially since there are going to be players that are level 50 plus, with most average players being nearly level 30, but back to what I was saying. As you're booted from the server and have to relog, you lose control over all of your workbench. Now, this can be devastating to your caps, because claiming a workbench can cost anywhere between 30 to 80 caps. This needs a remedy, but it can be tricky, because it also opened the door to server hopping and owning every single resource on multiple instances. You could easily rejoin using your friends list, essentially bookmarking a server for yourself or your friends. Now, this is definitely going to be a complicated problem for Bethesda to deal with, but it might be as simple as creating a limit of owning one named resource of that type per player. If you leave a server, you do not lose that ownership until a timer ends like 12 hours or another player comes and claims it. Now, I know a lot of players are even unaware of these workbenches and resources because this game still is in beta, but they are extremely critical to being able to progress to a high level moderately fast, and even getting things like fusion core and making bullets. So it's important that Bethesda protect these resources. There's hopefully lots of work and patches planned for this game, which it absolutely seems like there will be. I want to see it improve, but I can also say at this point in time, I really like the game. I know many people will not have the same opinion as me. I think this is mainly because I built a melee character with PvP in mind. It happens that the new mechanics for the game have complement that very nicely. I feel the way Bethesda has set up PvP engagements in a fresh and unique way becomes very intuitive once you discover entirely how it works. It seems abusable, but it's actually balanced, because you can always invite more friends, or just simply leave for another server. With ease, you can always find a quiet place to farm out. There's also a multitude of other ways to deal with griefers and trolls. It's one of those games that you can keep tabs and take your revenge at a later point if you're so inclined. I enjoyed how easy it was to meet with my friends, fresh out of the vault. There are many incentives to group play for team play. If you're having a hard time finding a team in game, look for a Discord that seems to host people with similar interests. My Discord will be discussed in a moment, or better yet, put on a roleplay phase and make some friends in the wasteland.
They're out there among the Supermans and Scorch, I swear. Keeping in mind that this is also a game that can be enjoyed solo. I did so on my first playthrough, in which I reached level 30 well before other players. I had a blast. I honestly didn't start to struggle myself until I came up to level 50 creatures, or full teams of level plus players. Even at that though, I held my own. And I actually think at the very end, I may have become even stronger. Martial art perk might be broken. I then retired that account to join my friends on PC, where I started fresh in the last session. And I already ended at level 12, I believe, in at least 6 hours of gameplay. Which is where I will carry off again on the 14th of November when the game releases. So from this point forward, I honestly think this is the trailer that the Bethesda should have made for this game. So on that note guys, I'm going to do a quick recap. In my opinion, this is an awesome new title from Bethesda. I hope with all the current hate and bad reviews that Bethesda doesn't completely overhaul the game and trash some of those really great mechanics that I was talking about. I do think they should continue to put out patches and listen to the community about things like stash limit, bugs, glitches, extreme griefing, and hacking, which I'm sure there's going to be plenty. I think as a community, this game could be exactly what we've all wanted for a long time. It might be a little hard to realize it right now. This game is massive and we've only had 40 hours of play, which I've been there for every second of it, and I really enjoyed it. So what I'm saying is, let's give the Wasteland a chance. Maybe we'll learn something about the savage side of humanity. We've already learned that war never changes. And this raid here was a prime example of that. I want to call out Boomsday and his boys and say you guys made the Wasteland fun, and we'll see you out there next time, buddy, because you won't be able to hide, I promise you that much. I want to thank everyone for stopping by. I had a blast during the beta session. You can catch all the action on my Twitch channel until the full release of the game. That is twitch.tv/cdmac23. All my media handles are the same, and I will link them down below. Make sure you guys follow and hit the bell or whatever. Until the vault opens, we'll see ya in 76, fellow dwellers.